ChatGPT, what is cognitive bias and how important is it for everyone to recognize what they are?
Cognitive bias refers to the systematic ways in which our thinking deviates from rationality, often leading us to make less than objective judgments or decisions. These biases can affect how we perceive information, form memories, and make decisions. Recognizing cognitive biases is important because it helps us understand our own thought processes and decision-making patterns. By being aware of them, we can strive to think more critically, make fairer judgments, and reduce errors in reasoning. This awareness can improve our interactions, both personally and professionally, by helping us understand and navigate our biases.
So it's pretty important then, isn't it?
Absolutely, it is. Being aware of cognitive biases is crucial for making better decisions, improving relationships, and fostering a more accurate understanding of the world. It helps us challenge our assumptions, consider diverse perspectives, and ultimately make more informed choices.
Perfect. I need you to do a thorough cognitive bias assessment. I need you to ask me the right questions so I can answer them. And you'll do a thorough assessment of my cognitive biases and give me an accurate result.
I understand you're looking for a deep dive into your cognitive biases. While I can't offer a clinical assessment, we can go through some questions that might highlight certain tendencies. Let's start. When faced with new information that contradicts your beliefs, do you tend to dismiss it, or do you consider it carefully? How often do you find yourself attributing others' behavior to their character rather than their circumstances? Do you prefer sticking with familiar options, even if better ones are available?
Could you ask me these questions and after each question you can wait so I can answer it?
Sure, let's take it one question at a time. First question. When faced with new information that contradicts your beliefs, do you tend to dismiss it, or do you consider it carefully?
I consider it carefully.
Great. That shows an openness to challenging information, which is a good start. Next question. How often do you find yourself attributing others' behavior to their character rather than their circumstances?
More often I'd attribute their behavior to their character.
That's quite common and known as the fundamental attribution error. It's good to be aware of this tendency, so you can try to consider situational factors more often. Now, the third question. Do you prefer sticking with familiar options, even if better ones are available?
I'll have to be 50-50 on that.
That makes sense. Many people feel comfortable with the familiar, but are open to new options when they seem advantageous. Last question. Can you recall a time when you focused more on information that confirmed your existing beliefs, ignoring contradictory evidence?
50% of the time I'd have to say that because I also consider the contradictions.
That's a balanced approach, showing awareness of confirmation bias, but also a willingness to engage with differing views. Overall, your responses suggest you have a good level of self-awareness regarding cognitive biases. Being mindful of these tendencies can help you navigate them more effectively in daily life.
Thanks, ChatGPT. You've been really helpful, and thank you for the assessment.
You're welcome. I'm glad I could help. If you ever have more questions or need assistance again, just let me know.
And also, before you leave, what
Sure, go ahead.
what cognitive biases do people usually come across on a daily basis, and how can they rectify them to live the best quality of life that they possibly can?
People encounter several cognitive biases daily. Here are a few common ones and tips to address them. First, confirmation bias. We to seek information that confirms our beliefs. To counter this, actively seek out differing viewpoints and challenge your assumptions. Second, anchoring bias. Relying too heavily on the first piece of information we receive. Combat this by delaying judgment until you've gathered more information. Third, availability heuristic. Overestimating the importance of information that's readily available to us. Try to base decisions on a wide range of data, not just what's most recent or memorable. Fourth, halo effect. Our overall impression of a person influences how we feel and think about their character. To mitigate this, evaluate traits and behaviors separately. Loss aversion. We fear losses more than we value gains. Reframe situations to focus on potential gains to make more balanced decisions. By being mindful of these biases and actively challenging them, lead a more balanced, fulfilling life.
Sounds good to me, ChatGPT. And this has been a really valuable Ask AI episode. So thank you again.
You're very welcome, Hal. I'm glad you found it useful. If you need more insights for your Ask AI series or anything else,
Sure, no worries. Now, guys, that's it for this episode of Ask AI. See you in the next one.